Alright guys, welcome to today's video. I'm still sick. This is actually a continuation of the same day that we filmed the very first 370 update, but I already had like 30 minutes of footage, so I figured I would split it into 2 videos so I could get caught back up on videos. So, one thing you're probably wondering looking at this thing is what wheels am I going to run on it? So, I thought we'd do a quick unboxing videos of the 370Z's new wheels. Better get excited. Oh yeah, we got some Steelies. So there's 2 reasons why we're doing Steelies on this thing. For burnout cars, I learned in Australia, pretty much all of them run 235s because it's like kind of the cheapest option they can do. Easier to spin, breaks less stuff. And we're doing some super sunk fitment Steelies for both the reason of not having tire flap all over the car once we pop the tires. And the good thing about Steelies, when you're done with your burnout, you can keep spinning on the wheels until they catch on fire and make lots of cool sparks and they won't explode because they're steel. So, hopefully these clear the brakes. I really don't know, but we'll test fit them real quick. Come on, please fit. Oh yeah. Now this is some proper Australian burnout car fitment. Look at that. Sunk as a dunk. Pumped. That is rad. So Alberto actually just got finished up on the fuel setup for the 370Z. What are you doing over there? Gosh. Check out how cool this setup is. I wish they made dual tank like hanger and pump things like this for S13 because this is so nice. This is a GTR thing too.
Yeah, it works on GTR and 370Z.
Oh, this one actually works on GTR?
I believe so.
I just knew that they made kits for GTRs like this because that's like a very common thing for people to want to run the stock tank with extra pumps. 2 DW400s, and this should in theory flow probably well over 1,000 horsepower on the 85, don't you think?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. One of those pumps can flow about like 650 or 700.
On E?
Yeah.
Dang.
That's what they were talking about. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, I know I have one on my SR car that I have at like 520, 530 wheel.
Yeah.
But there's more restrictions on that car with like the fuel lines and stuff because I'm still stuck fuel lines. But that's sick.
This one ain't got no restrictions though.
Alright, let's go pop it in. So interestingly enough, you can access a fuel pump in here right behind the seat. It's actually not the worst thing in the world. Kind of cramped to work on it, but Alright, so now that the Z's fitment's all done, I'm going to start working on one of the other projects that is currently ongoing. You might notice that the missile chaser isn't here right now. It's actually been with our friend Billy Mitchell, who's been doing some body work and pulling that corner out to hopefully get it back into spec so we can align it and have it looking nice. But that'll be a reveal for another day. In the meantime, I've got some parts for it that I'm going to start putting together. So we've got the good old Recaro confetti seats. These are the same ones that came in my Cresta over in Japan when I first got it. So I thought it would be a cool kind of homage to that car to put 2 of those in that car, since it is going to be kind of like a missile street car. Stock seat belts, nice to have a nice reclinable but more bucket seat than stock seats. Always fun opening bride boxes. Sick. Obviously some of the ratchet stuff on this car I don't mind, but these gotta go. Got a set pretty cheap on eBay, just a set of used ones to put in as a replacement. Way better. Way better now than it was before. Yuck. Alright, it's looking a little bit better now. I'm gonna need to do something. See, this is what happens to me. I always get carried away. This was supposed to be a burnout car, but I'm like, man, this thing needs some new seats. I hate the tan. I gotta put a new dash in it. Door cards are gross. We'll worry about that later. But I had those taillights. Those were cheap, so I figured I'd pop those in real quick. Making a quick pit stop at Michael's Crafts, believe it or not. Can't remember if I've told you guys this or not, but the AC in the Evo doesn't work again because there's an O-ring that went bad, and to get to the O-ring I gotta pull the radiator, which I've been too lazy to do. But thankfully it's actually been cool enough in Florida to where I don't need AC, which is like a miracle. Alright guys, I think this is where this video is gonna start. I'm not sure, but it has been probably about 3 weeks since I got that crashed chaser for dirt cheap. And while I've been gone in Australia and in Japan, it's been in the hands of some really rad people that have been helping get that thing looking good again. So tonight, we are actually heading to go check it out for the first time, and I think bring it home. So we're at Guardian Wraps with Tahir and Bobby, and before I show you guys the car, what do you think about this hunk of junk that I brought you?
I think it's amazing.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a very unique color, honestly. I think you'll like it.
Okay, so the color is the color of one of my friend's cars in Australia. And they did the chaser in it. So I know I brought you guys this wrap, and I know that it was kind of a pain. You want to tell me how much you hated it and how we almost didn't do it?
Very difficult to work with. It had no play whatsoever.
Yeah.
And especially on this car, which had a little bit of a, little body work done to it, but I mean, after getting to know it a little bit, it laid down really nice. So.
Speaking of which, too, that's probably something I should put in right away. So our friend Billy Mitchell has had this car for what, Shulman, like?
About 2.5, 3 weeks. He did a lot of work to it. Kind of really surprised me, and the car looks awesome.
So he filmed some footage that I'm gonna put in right now before we start showing the car off, because I feel like you guys have to like fully appreciate how crazy, how much work Billy did, like pulling the corner out and like basically fitting the entire kit and everything. So I'm gonna put that in, and then we'll get back to talking more about the wrap. I'm just gonna throw questions at you. So, did you have to disassemble it?
We definitely did a very little disassembly on this, because with older 90s vehicles, you never really know like what's gonna happen when you take stuff apart. Especially with this being a drift build, sometimes it's okay to be a little bit more minimalistic with things.
Yep.
And you still get the same quality from it.
So little things, kind of like he's saying, like this was actually the decision of Billy to just basically trim this black in here to make life a lot easier for wrapping. I got a serious question for you though.
Yes.
So you wrapped Alberto's car, right?
I did.
Which one do you like wrapping more?
This one.
Yeah? So I know, I think Alberto brought you some tough... Yeah, no, it's a...
Thanks.
Well, Alberto brought you wrap too that was kind of tough to work with, right?
It was actually a lot harder than this was.
Yeah.
So, but...
Take that, Alberto. We keep on bringing you guys the worst wrap, but no, you guys like absolutely killed it, and especially with all the body work, like being pretty good underneath. Like, you were saying you can polish this and it'll look even better on top of this?
Gloss vinyls, you could actually polish them out, doing a very light pass of them, and it'll actually add a little bit more gloss to it, and it'll get rid of a lot of hazing and swirl marks that may have been put there from installing the vinyl itself. So
sick.
It's a pretty neat process to add in there.
And you guys have been doing this fast too. Like with our deadlines and stuff, I really appreciate you guys taking this project on. You have no idea how excited I am about this car. I know I've told you like 8 times, but I have to say it on video, otherwise it will sound like I'm not excited. So good. There's so many little details that I still got to show you guys, but for now we're about to start this thing up, get it on the trailer. I can't even see the seams on this, but how happy are you that I had Billy paint this?
Oh, it actually looks really good together with it too.
Well, I mean, instead of wrapping it black, that would have sucked.
Oh man, it was such a lifesaver.
So what's left on the car? So the reason why we're picking it up now is just because there's some like mechanical stuff that we want to get started on it. And what you guys have left is the front bumper and side skirts.
Yeah, we have the front bumper, side skirts, the Gannon door mirrors.
Oh yeah, those will be fun. Yep.
And roof spoiler.
So show me real quick, for someone that knows nothing about wrapping, on this front bumper that has like a lot of different kind of like edges and stuff.
Yeah.
Where would you drop a seam? Just out of curiosity, like how many different pieces is it gonna take?
So just from looking at it,
yeah,
you're probably at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about maybe 16 pieces.
Okay.
So a lot of the seams are going to be hidden though. So
like up here and stuff.
Exactly. So on the very extreme edges, like in there, especially using material like that, I want to try to be a lot more forgiving with the way I do it.
Makes sense.
But I mean, you'll never know the seams are even there.
So I used to think that when people wrapped cars, I didn't realize that seams were a thing. So I thought that you would have to like take a piece and somehow stretch to fill in all these holes and stuff.
Yikes.
So I was like, I don't know. But anyway, that's really cool. You've done an amazing job on the car, and I'm very, very excited to see this thing all together. Yo, let's hear that twin disc rattle. That's good. How much do you love that?
I like it. I wanted my car now.
Oh yeah, I've got some big news that I gotta tell them about the trans in this thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully by the time that this is up, all the good stuff's already been rated, but they're having a 70% off sale of everything at our local Pep Boys because it's going out of business. All the shelves have already been like rated. There's no oil left. People are going nuts. One thing that hasn't really been tapped out on is all paint, so that's what Shulman and I are going through right now. Shulman's just, stop. Get out of here. No, it's still expensive, dude. Yeah, no, that's okay. That's a long receipt. All right.
That was supposed to be $450.
Of candy.
Yeah, but we paid $120. Okay. Look at that. That's the new Queen of Oviedo.
I'm the Queen of Oviedo, brother.
Oh my god.
Yep. So it's mostly spray paint and candy, but yo, we should take the cart. They don't need this.
Oh my god, let's go.
Wait, can I ask if we can have a cart?
I would.
I gotta say, I usually hate being home in Florida, but it's good to be home with the squad. Just mobbing out at Pep Boys. We tried to buy the cart off Pep Boys, but they said no for now, but they're gonna call us if we can buy it later.
I'm gonna take it.
I'd be so hyped. I'm gonna push you down that road like you've never been pushed before. She said she's gonna call us if we can keep it. She's gotta think about it.
Think about it.
She also said that if Shulman brings the cart back, that he gets a Kit Kat. I think she thought he was gonna steal it.
Really? Oh, if I bring it back now. Oh, okay.
Matt the Ginge is here, Matt.
Hello.
Haven't seen you in a while. We're gonna work out a trade. You wanna come see?
Yeah, what is
All right. It's kind of loud in here, but you'll have to bear with me. So, I have my old Cosmos wheels that I don't need anymore, and Matt wanted them. So we worked out a trade. What'd you bring for me?
I brought wings.
All right, so some wings for some wheels?
That sounds about right. That's
Deal.
fair.
I don't know what's going on with this.
I just want to see your reaction.
I don't trust Adam with...
Come on, let's go.
I'm coming.
That's gotta leave.
I'm gonna buckle up. I'm going. Should I hold tight? Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
You want me to launch it?
Sure. Yo.
What the hell is this thing going, dude? Oh my god. This is, I can't even see, there's a freaking wheelie. Wow. Holy shit.
Dude, this is ridiculous. Oh my god.
As you guys know, yesterday we went to Pep Boys to take advantage of all the crazy deals that were going on, and I wanted to get Alberto's impression to see what he thinks of what we got.
the hell is this?
What do you mean? You love the paint, don't you?
Well, this is header.
No.
Header primer?
What?
This is something that...
It was really cheap. It was like $2 a can.
This is like Trevor department kind of thing. I'm gonna apply 5 coats of primer on the headers.
All right, all right. Yeah, see, this is stuff that I
have
picked out.
this.
Yeah, but dude, it's so cheap. How could I not get it?
This is titanium silver blue. I don't know what we will use that on.
So all this stuff, Alberto, was only like 100-something bucks. What, trim
Black
paint?
Pearl, we'll definitely use this. More raspberry.
Oh, you never know. More trim adhesive.
I like this stuff. It's
Yeah.
good.
Well, there's still more. Look, I got you some wrinkle.
Wrinkle.
Alberto uses wrinkle black as deodorant. Clear.
What the hell? Who gets this kind of tape?
He
Who
was-
got this kind of tape?
Shulman just put it in.
We don't simply use regular tape around here. That one's cool.
It was cheap.
Yeah, we could use this on your car. See, orange tape.
What's this?
Teflon, we don't use that either. We got like unlimited amounts of like PTFE paste.
Here's some more tape. All right, but this is the bag that you're going to be stoked about. Alberto. Kit our favorite.
Wait, no, wait.
What?
Stop.
Why?
I started a diet with Sharon. I can't be like eating this stuff. Wait, I'll try it here. Have this.
Got a lot of stuff going on in the shop tonight. Shulman and Clark are here. What are you doing, Matt?
I've had a lot of transmission adapter issues, and I found like a nice kit, so I gotta see. I had it all together, but the seal, it wasn't cut enough, so it wasn't sealing correctly, so I got another trans. I thought it was a trans, because, you know, me. And then I just ground all this back down, so now we're test fitting it to see if there's enough space between the trans and the adapter so I can get the seal properly and throw it back in the car so I can drive Black Friday next week.
The real question, Schulman.
Yes.
What did you do?
Oh, at Grid Life, my car broke in the keyhole, and Ethan was behind me, and he came in, gave me a little tap.
That's a completely different story than what you were telling me before. You were like, it's Ethan's fault. He smashed into me.
Well, yeah, he hit point. If you saw the video,
but you didn't say your car broke.
I told you it broke earlier. It broke, and then.
Okay, well, there was no connection.
So,
all right, fine, whatever. So they're doing that. I thought I would give you guys a little bit more backstory and kind of what went down with the Chaser. So I had these over fenders for my car because I thought I was going to drift it at first. So I believe their origin, maybe like 50 mils. I have them in the front and in the back. I had them sitting around. So that was a really good savior for this door that was kind of messed up. And then I was going to do Origin Racing Line, and I ordered the kit, but I think there's like a 3-month wait because it's actually made to order for the JZX100. But Rich Whiteman up in the Northeast had a replica of the Origin Racing Line kit. So that's what's actually on the car right now. You good?
We're good. That's Clark, you know. Sorry.
Guardian Wraps is still finishing up the side skirts and the front bumper, so you guys will see those later. But this is like a replica of the kit with real Origin like under trays. So I don't know how I feel about the one in the rear. It might look cool once there's an exhaust and stuff. I just wish that it didn't have this crazy square edge, but it doesn't look bad, and it's cool that the replica kit still fits pretty good. And then I'll have the Origin one as the backup. Or I guess this one could be the backup, and I could use the Origin one as the main one. I know that the replica stuff was a lot more work to make fit, but Billy did a really good job, and he actually like kind of made it kind of drift car spec. So you'll see the fasteners in the rear are kind of like quick fasteners that you would see more on like an FD car or like a proper comp car, but now pulling off the rear bumper would be as easy, just boop, and then on the other side, boop, and then we just pull it right off. So that's pretty cool. Got the similar setup on the front bumper, and I'm not sure how the side skirts are mounted. And I'm sure you're kind of rolling your eyes right now because this is what happens every time I get a car and say that it's going to be a missile car and ends up turning into a show car. Even though it's looking somewhat nice, you guys will remember that when I did do the Z, that thing started off pretty nice at first. So it will get thrashed, and although it looks nice from the outside and it's going to look even nicer when it's done, deep down it still is a car that was destined to go to the junkyard and just be used for scrap metal. So we're saving a Chaser, and the next step is going to be kind of dialing in the interior. If you guys remember, I was kind of showing you that twin disc noise before. This car actually now has a V160. So when I was gone, the R154 had a bunch of broken parts and stuff, and I got a crazy deal on a Supra twin turbo trans, which are normally super expensive. I got it along with a drive shaft, mount, bracket, and a Blitz twin disc clutch that still had some pretty good life in it. It actually came out of a D1 car that my friend Trenton imported, and then he was doing a part out on it. So if you look, probably is pretty beat. The sinkers probably aren't the best, but it's actually got a 4-speed lockout. So I guess they were probably using it kind of like a dog box. I did learn though afterwards that these trans aren't the best for drift cars, so there's a good chance I might put an R154 in it and then put this trans in my street car. They can hold a lot of power, and it's cool having a 6-speed, especially one that just bolts up to a JZ, but I don't want to destroy a very expensive transmission in a missile car. Just to make it clear as well, the car isn't going to stay on these wheels. These are just kind of rollers for the time being. I do have some cool wheels coming for it, but I might play around with a couple different setups too. So anyway, the car is absolutely unreal from where it started. I gotta make sure that I give a massive shout out to everyone that's been involved in the build. Billy Mitchell absolutely killed it with all the body work, getting the thing straightened out and getting all the panels fitted and everything and prepped for wrap. Guardian Wraps is absolutely slaying the wrap. It's coming out amazing. I'm super thankful that not only have they done an amazing job, but both of them have gotten stuff done in such a quick manner. And for me, that like is the hugest thing in the world, because with YouTube, it's hard to have a project like this that's drawn out for like months and months and months. So I'm super excited. I hope you guys are excited. It's been a crazy transformation. I'm super excited to just get driving the car. I think tomorrow we're gonna start adding a bunch of mods. I've got boxes and boxes of parts for it, and I think we should get this thing ripping, dialed in, aligned, and shredding very soon. So thank you guys. I hope you're stoked on this, and I will see you tomorrow.